Hello, everybody. This is the podcast for doing long division of polynomials. So before we can do the long division with polynomials, I need to make sure you guys are okay doing just long division with numbers. So when you guys divide this number into 206, 3 into 206, you don't try and do all of 206 at once. You're focused on this very first number here. Will 3 go into 2? So no. So you grab the next number. Yes, 3 will go into, well, when I say go into, it doesn't go in evenly. So let's talk about evenly. Oops, I didn't mean square root. I did it again. $216. When I grab this second number and I say, well, 3 divide into 21, yes, it'll go perfectly. It will divide evenly. Dividing evenly means it fits with no remainder. Or perhaps better said, the remainder is 0. So when I say 3 divides into 20, yes, it does, but it doesn't divide evenly. The closest you can get to it is 18. So you put a 6 above that 0. Now, that's what etiquette says you do. You should put it above the 0. If you put it above the 2, is it wrong? No, it's not etiquette. Okay. And you go 6 times 3 is 18. Now from there, right now, that's a positive 18 that's written there. And what you're always going to do is subtract this. So what I want to do is draw your attention to you're changing the sign on it. It was positive, it's now negative. And you're going to combine the numbers. And a 2 comes down, and now you bring the 6. And you re-ask the question, will 3 divide into 26? If you say yes, it'll go 8 times. 3 times 8 is 24. Again, it's a positive 24. Okay, you don't need to write that. I'm just trying to do it to be super thorough, right? Super clear on what's happening here. Right now, it's a positive 24, but you're going to subtract it. So again, you've changed its sign, meaning it's 26 minus 24, or adding a negative. Okay, you've changed its sign. Okay, it was positive 24, now it's negative 24. 26 minus 24 is 2. That's your remainder. So your answer is 68 and 2 over 3. Now, usually you write it 2/3, but what's implied right there? It's an implied addition. I'm writing it this way so you can see this. Remember I've told you guys that I need to be a bridge between how the mathematics is written and how you guys understand it. That's one of the things I need to elevate your understanding. You're going to be taking some polynomial. That's your f of x. Like, I don't know, 3x squared plus 2x minus 16. And you're going to divide it by something. So that's its divisor. I don't know, x plus 6. And what you're going to get is the quotient plus a remainder over a divisor. This divisor is the same as that one. This was 206 over 3, which gave you 68 plus 2 over 3. Notice this is the same number as this. This is the same number as this. Okay? The remainder is r. Q of x is your quotient. It's the number that was on top of the division symbol. Okay? All right? So here goes. What is the result when you take this polynomial and you divide it by that? If there's a remainder, please write the result in this form. Now, I call this a divisor. They're calling it b. Don't get hung up on that that's a b and I'm calling it d. Okay? This is the format. That's the format. It's the same one. They're just labeling it b. Okay? So what you do is you set up 2x plus 1 has to be divided into 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus 10x plus 2. Okay, First thing you need to understand is when I tried to divide the 3 into the 206, I didn't divide into the whole thing all at once. I picked this piece. The point being, there's a strategy that you used to be able to do it. The strategy was I only took part of it. I didn't take the whole thing. Okay, so here, initially, I'm not going to try and see how does this divide into the whole thing. I'm just going to take a part of it, a piece of it. And what I'm going to ask is, what would you multiply 2x by to get 2x cubed? What would you multiply this by to get this? What would you multiply the first thing by to get the first thing? It has to be an exact match. Okay? I would multiply 2x by x squared to get 2x cubed. Now that is written above, so this is a square, okay? You write that above the other squares. Is it going to be wrong if you write it, say, over the 2x cubed? No, but etiquette says because that's a square, you write it above the square. Is it going to matter in the end? No, I'm just being thorough that that's where you're supposed to write it, okay? So here goes. Now you take the x squared and multiply it by all of this. So x squared times a 2x plus 1. That gives you the 2x cubed plus x squared, okay? Now, just like over here, once I had this 18 written, I then subtracted it, and you're going to do the same thing here. And when you're subtracting it, you're actually changing its sign. And I would strongly recommend to you that you write exactly what I did, then you come back and change their signs. I'm serious, okay? Write it what it's supposed to be, then change the signs. Okay? If you try and do both at once, I'm telling you, I've seen so many kids make arithmetic errors. Okay? This is supposed to cancel. If it doesn't, something went wrong. Now, combine like terms. So I'm left with minus 8x squared and bring the next thing down. Restart the whole question again and ask 2x times what will give you just the first bit, minus 8x squared. Okay? The answer to that question is negative 4x times 2x will give you negative 8x squared. So that's what you write here, minus 4x. Now take the minus 4x times all of this. So that's minus 8x squared minus 4x. Again, all I did was distribute that through and get this. Now, run a negative through it because you're subtracting this. I'm going to subtract all this from that. So what that does is it changes its sign. Plus 8x squared plus 4x. Okay? I'm subtracting all this, so it changes its signs. These should cancel out, and you get 14x. Bring the next thing down, plus 2. And you re-ask that question all over again. 2x times what gives you this first bit, 4x, 14x. Answer 7x. Oh, 7, sorry, plus 7. 7 times all of this is 14x plus 7. Now, you're going to subtract all this, okay? This is literally what you're doing, okay? You have to distribute that negative through. When you distribute that negative through, you're really just changing their signs. That cancels out, and you get negative 5. This is your remainder. So, writing it in this format, your answer is x squared, this is the q, x squared, it's what's up top, minus 4x plus 7 plus a negative 5 over, where did it go? Oh, 2x plus 1. Now, I can't tell you if delta math is going to puke on this, so what you might want to do, and what I'm saying puke is plus a negative, so what you might want to do is do this, okay? All right. I have issue with doing that, but I won't explain why because I think I'll just mess with you guys' head, okay? There's a reason why I'm saying it should be a plus. but that's more a pre-calc level than an algebra 2 level. Okay. Okay, so here goes. I want to divide x plus 2 into this thing. So let me scoot this out of the way. I want to take x plus 2 and divide it into x cubed plus 7x squared plus 9x minus 8. X times what will give you x cubed? Oh, x squared. So I write that over here, over the squares. X squared times all this gives you x cubed plus 2x squared. Change their signs. That cancels out. You're left with 5x squared plus 9x. Bring the next thing down. Re-ask that same question. Just this first piece, x times what gives you this first piece? Oh, that'll be 5x. 5x times all this. 5x squared plus 10x. Change their signs. Gone. Minus 1x minus 8. Whoops, not much of a minus 8. And re-ask the question. X times what gives you minus 1x? Well, minus 1. Minus 1 times all this is minus 1x minus 2. Change their signs. And your remainder is negative 6. So your answer in this format is the number of this polynomial up top, and then minus 6 over what you divided by. Okay? Make sure that minus is up front, right? It's not times that's here. Okay. All right, we'll do one more. Okay, 4x minus 1 is out front. This is inside. And you're going to go 4x times what is that? So 4x times what is 12x cubed? Okay, 3x squared. 3x squared times all this is 12x cubed minus 3x squared. Change their signs. Gone. Minus 4x squared minus 19x. 4x times what gives you the minus 4x squared? Well, that'll be minus x times all this. Change their signs. That cancels out. And you're left with here minus, oops, I did my addition wrong. Minus 20x, and now bring this down, minus 1. 4x times what gives you minus 20x? That will be minus 5. Minus 5 times all this be minus 20x plus 5. Okay. Change their signs. Plus, minus, gone, minus 6. So the answer to this is 3x squared minus x minus 5 minus 6 over 4x minus 1. Okay. This is the name of your assignment, and I'm just going to check to make sure I haven't forgotten anything, so I'm just going to pause the video, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, I did forget a piece, so here goes. Glad I checked. Okay. So this big old polynomial is being divided by this big old one. Don't let it bug you. You go through the same process. 3x squared plus 3x minus 2 is on the bottom. This whole thing is inside. Whoops, I'm already making mistakes. Minus 3x cubed plus 14x squared plus 24x minus 15. Okay, so just like before, I'm going to focus on this first piece and this first piece. And you're going to ask 3x squared times what will give you 6x to the 4th? The answer to that question is 2x squared. And again, I'm writing it above the other squares. It's not wrong if you don't write it above it. If I wrote it over here, wrote it over here, I'm just saying etiquette says that's where you're supposed to write it. Let me get rid of this little that's there. Okay. Okay. Now you take this times all of that. So that would be 6x to the fourth plus 6x cubed minus 4x squared. And you go through, you got to subtract all this, so you're changing their signs. Okay? Gone. This is minus 9x cubed plus 18x squared. And you re-ask that same question. 3x squared times what will give you this first thing? Minus 9x cubed. Well, that's going to be minus 3x. So you come up here, minus 3x times all of this. So you'd get minus 3x times 3x squared is minus 9x cubed. Minus 3x times 3x is minus 9x squared. Minus 3x times minus 2. Oh, and I forgot to bring down the 24x. Yeah. I lost track. Plus 6x. Sorry, you guys. And I was supposed to bring down this 24x. I'm sorry. Okay, now I have to change their signs. Plus, plus, minus. That cancels out, and you're left with 27x squared plus 18x, and bring this minus 15 down. Okay, and re-ask that same question again. 3x squared times what will give you 27x squared? Well, that's just 9. 9 times all of this is 27x squared plus 27x minus 18. You're going to subtract all this, so you have to change their signs. Gone. This is, what would that be? Minus 9x plus 3. And what I need to tell you is the degree is the biggest exponent of this is 1. The degree of what you're dividing by is 2. When the degree of what's left is smaller than the degree of what you're dividing by, you're done. All of this is your remainder. All of that's your r. So your answer is 2x squared minus 3x plus 9. Okay, and this is where I was having a problem with writing the minus on the 6 before. On the other ones, these ones, writing this minus here, I think it should always be a plus. Here goes. Yeah, we'll see how Delta Math likes it. We'll see how they let you type it in. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and see what happens. What's the answer down here? So minus 9x plus 3 over 3x squared plus 3x minus 2. The reason being is this is what it really should be. If you wrote the minus there, then this should really change sign and be a minus, because you're saying you're subtracting all of this. And I see, that's why I'm saying I'm having some difficulty with how to explain this to you, because I really think this is incorrect. But we'll see what Delta Math says on how the format with which they let you type it in. Okay, if they let you type it in, okay, then don't worry about it. This, though, I'm a little concerned is how they're going to let you type it in. Okay, so we'll see what, I know that I'm right. That's not the issue. The issue is the formatting in Delta Math. That's where I'm hesitating. Okay, so thank you guys for your time. Sorry for the length of the video. Have yourself a great one.